All right, everyone, this is the video for composition of functions day 1 practice. So I'm going to do problems 1, A, B, and C, and 2, D, E, and F on this video. If you have questions on any problems that are not on this video, check the key that's posted on Canvas or ask your teacher for help. All right, so we have two functions here, f and g. We know that f of x is 3x minus 4, and g of x is negative 2x plus 7. We're going to evaluate each of the following. So let's start with A. A says find f of g of 0. Now remember from the notes, we said that when you're doing composition of functions, you start with the function that is on the right. So we're finding g of 0 here, and that is our first task. Calculate the value for g of 0. So I'm going to put 0 into the function of g. So I'll have negative 2 times 0 plus 7. Right, well, negative 2 times 0 is just 0. That goes away. And then you're left with 7. So that's the value for g of 0. Now, once you do that, you're going to put that value of g, the letter on the right, goes into the letter on the left. So now you're going to take that 7 and put it into the function of f, because f is the function on the left. All right, we'll have 3 times 7 minus 4. Well, 3 times 7 is 21. We have 21 minus 4, which equals 17. So that is the value of f of g of 0. In B, it's a very similar problem. This time, to find g of f of negative 2, I look at the function on the right, which is f of negative 2. So f is on the right, which is where I start. Since I have f of negative 2, I'm going to put negative 2 into the function of f for x. So start with 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6 minus 4. And negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10. So that's the first value that I needed to find. Now I take that value of negative 10 and I put it into the function on the left, which is g. So now I'm evaluating g of negative 10. So look at my pink function up above. Negative 2 times negative 10 plus 7. Well, negative 2 times negative 10, and negative times a negative is a positive 20 plus 7, which gives me a value of 27 for that function composition. All right, now the last one here says f of 3. So I'm using f for both compositions here. We'll start with the f on the right. F of 3 is the first thing I need to find. I'm going to put 3 into my purple function. 3 times 3 minus 4. Well, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 4 equals 5. So that 5, I'm going to separate this since we'll use the same color here. That 5 goes into the function on the left, which is f again. So you're going to find f of 5 this time. 5 is the input for the new function. So you're going to find 3 times 5 minus 4, which is 15 minus 4, which equals 11. That's your final answer. So try the rest of number 1 using those same two equations. And I'm going to come down to number 2 here. We're going to use h of x, which is x squared plus 11, and g of x, which is the square root of x minus 2. We're going to start with D here. So I'll use these two colors this time. D says h of 0. So you start this the same way. Even though the notation looks different, you still start with the function that's on the right, which is h of 0. You're going to put 0 in for the value of x for the function h. So you will have, remember you put your quantity in parentheses, 0 squared plus 11. Well, 0 squared is 0, so that goes away, and you just have 11 as your answer. Now this time, like the last problem I did, I put that output into the function on the left, which here is h again. So I have h of 11 this time. Well, the 11 goes in parentheses to square it, plus 11. So that gives me 121 plus 11, which is 132. That's your final answer. All right, the next one here, h of g of 38. So this time the g is on the right. That is where I start. G of 38. So I'm going to put 38 in for x in this pink function of g. The square root of 38 minus 2. Well, 38 minus 2 is 36. So I have the square root of 36, which you should know is 6. Now that I know the value of g of 38, I can put that into the function on the left, with it, which is h. So we're now trying to find h of 6. Well, the 6 goes in parentheses, 6 squared plus 11. 6 squared is 36 plus 11. And when you calculate that, you get 47. All right, good. Last one here on the practice. G of h of 0. Just like the last few problems, I start on the right, h of 0. I'm going to put 0 into the green function of h. So I'll have 0 squared plus 11. And we actually did this one earlier. 0 squared is 0 plus 11 equals 11. So I have my output of 11 here. That is going to go into the function on the left, which is g. So I need to find g of 11. Well, when I put 11 in for x under that square root, I'll get 11 minus 2. 11 minus 2 is 9, so I'm trying to calculate the square root of 9, which equals 3. Good, so I did 6 problems on this practice for you. If you need help on any of the other problems, talk to your teacher or check the key online for some help.